This week on the Push Relays podcast, we discuss everything you need to be doing in the summer to make your business a success. And in 3, 2, 1, bonjour Daniel.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
Me, Tom Hall. What's going on, buddy?
I'm all good, mate. Yeah, je m'appelle Dan. J'habite Kinalton. That's what I used to say in French. J'habite Kinalton.
J'habite Kinalton. Is that meant to be... you live there?
Oh, yeah, I live in Kinalton. Yeah. That was fun. Wait, do you remember that? That's like all I knew in French was like, my name is Daniel. I live in Kinalton. And then it was like, je joue au foot. I play football. Je joue au foot.
All I can remember is je peux enlever ma veste.
Jouer au foot. No.
So if anyone knows that, je peux enlever ma veste is, can I take my blazer off? Because you had to ask to take your blazer off in French, so you could take your blazer off in school. It's about all I can remember. And then it's just like, I was in Paris over the weekend. That's why that was doing that. And
the city of love.
Absolutely. I loved it in Paris. I don't know. I like it, but it's meh.
I don't at all. I just don't get it. I do not get the obsession with the place. Maybe because I was there for work when I was there a fair bit, but like for me, I don't understand how a place that's so linked to romance can smell so much like piss. Weird.
Like there's a bit like we went to the Louvre and the Louvre, not the Lou, and there was a bit that literally just smelled like piss. I was in like the middle of like one of the better squares, and I was like,
it just stinks of piss everywhere in France, or Paris. Sorry, it's like, and I know that they did the triathlon, didn't they? The Olympics and the river. Yeah. They couldn't use the river because it's that bad. That sums it up. That does. That's what it's like. Same like the Thames would be the same, but then again, London's the same. I just don't. I've been in a couple of times to the Gare du Nord, which is the train station. That's a fucking scary place to go. Stepping foot outside there, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, outside it's not great, is it? Like,
no.
Obviously, I've been, because I was like, I swear, I've been twice in the last year, right? Because obviously I went to the Olympics last year, and yeah, it's just interesting where the obviously train goes into. But to double down on that, we went to a lot of good restaurants. There was like some nice food. I like the brasseries. The food's great. Like I like that kind of French bistro kind of style. But the one we went to on the last day, unfortunately, I picked this one. I went on the Michelin guide. It was on like the Michelin like tasty list, which is good. Like it's like the gourmand list. So it's like it's not Michelin star, but it's like tasty, so it's a little bit easier. Mate, wow. Number one, it was the worst. Like all the other places, the waiter was absolutely amazing. This one, rude as fuck. As French as fucking hell. Oh my god. And like at the end, he was like, "Oh, my kitchen's closed. You can't have dessert." Literally like that. I was like, "You didn't fancy telling us that like during the meal, like so we could, if we wanted to." He looked so arsed with everything. And number two, we saw them. This was on a Michelin fucking list, like 2025. We saw them drop some cutlery, went on the floor, and then just put it back on the table and placed it. It's like, good, that's good.
Yeah.
And number three, we saw 2 mice running around upstairs, and we were like, this is gross. Not ideal. So yeah, we left. There's not many places where you're like, I'm actually going to go and leave them a review because it was that shit. Like the food was okay. It was not super amazing compared to the other places we went. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. So that wasn't a good experience. But we went to a few others that were absolutely lovely. There was a place I had a little bit of like some beef, some duck, some escargot. Bet you love that, don't you, Daniel?
No. Wouldn't catch me on escargot, mate. Not a fan.
Mate, we've ordered it in for the wedding, especially for starters. That's exactly everybody's getting escargot.
Really though? No, not really.
So you don't know. It could be that literally could be a thing.
Yeah, of course it could be. Yeah. So it would be something someone might have, to be fair. So
yeah, that's very true. We won't be doing
that. Poo-poo it completely as an idea, but yeah, no, not my cup that at all.
No, it was interesting, but yeah, and also the Airbnb. So you can give Josh abuse on this, mate, because he booked it. So Dan has never actually met Josh, but he's organising my stag with Josh. But
I'll be honest, Josh is organising most of it. Like, just throwing it out there. Yeah.
but he booked the Airbnb. It was not great. It wasn't
It's
fantastic.
always a gamble though with Airbnbs. I'll
It
give
is,
Josh a bit
right?
of a leeway with that because sometimes the pictures look great and you think, oh, it's a great location. And then you go, oh, it's quite a good price. And you go, oh, yeah, now I know why it's a
Yeah,
good price because fucking no
yeah,
one wants to come back.
exactly. So,
There
but
was
it
a bit
had
of that.
like good star ratings, and just like, all right, these people clearly are just being too nice. So we've given it some shit star reviews as well. So that's good. So yeah, I might get into the point where I'm like, might just stay in hotels.
Sounds like
Everything's
it.
apparently, I'm just like, but I've had really good experiences with Airbnbs. So that's the thing. Like I've had some
I
really,
just think,
really phenomenal
but I
ones.
think in a major city like that, I think you're always going to struggle because
I
they just
think,
don't care enough because
I
they're always going to get people
think
come in.
I think also you need to pick because obviously Airbnbs, there's just like people, if it's going through a property agency or a hotel, like whatever agency, and they have lots of properties, bin it off. It's not their main
Yeah,
thing. If it's just like a person that rents out their flat or like they have that
yeah,
as their property as like a rental annex or something, then I think they have a little bit of pride in it and they're able
yeah,
to do it like shopping like for local businesses or whatever. Because we had a really good one last year in France, but it was literally a family's other house, as you do, and it was like, all right, they'd
yeah,
like we were the first guests and they put some time and there was like a welcome like wine and cheeses and all this kind of shit and it was amazing. They
yeah.
would like do anything for you. But yeah. Anyway, how are you, mate? What's been going on?
Oh, good mate. Nothing as crazy as you, by the sounds of it. The
Yeah.
usual, just the usual stuff for me. Dubai's getting really fucking hot right now, so can't really go out between, about 9:30 and 3:30 during the day. So that's great. Not that I would anyway. I don't have a life, so obviously I don't leave, so that's fine. Found a
half
new
nine
gym to train at, which is good.
half nine and half three is prime working time, Daniel. Should be
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. But even at the weekend, it's the same. That's the problem.
yeah, that's
Daytime.
actually.
Is
Did
that, yeah.
it, does it not get colder for
They don't
them?
just turn it off at the weekend, which is annoying. I wish they could. I wish they did just turn it off. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but is what it is. We deal with it, and yeah, so that's going well. Loving that, for the next 4 months of the year. So basically, yeah, we're just kind of looking forward now to a little trip back to the UK to see friends and family in Bath. See you at some point, probably stag do, and then trip after that is wedding in October. That's kind of
Yeah.
all I've got planned now for the rest of the year. Really, not anything else to look forward to. Me, I don't have weekends away to Paris and like all that sort of stuff. I don't live that sort of lifestyle, unfortunately, where I'm just constantly off. I actually working too hard. Not slacking, but yeah,
True.
that's about it, mate. Golf's still shit. Still no good at golf, but whatever. Keep going, keep trying. Um, that's it, mate. Just trying to help these online coaches navigate summer now as well. That's always fun, isn't it? Because they all moan that shit goes to pot and shit is to fan, and I'm like, yeah, because you didn't plan for it and you've not made right content.
It's on our
So,
list to
oh,
talk
we got a lot
about.
to talk about. There we
Yeah.
go. Let's talk
I
about.
was very happy that we found you didn't help at all. Managed to find I just ordered some more my lists.
Got some more. Yeah,
Let's just order some more of them. So who
good
knew they're
shout.
only like 4 or 5 quid. Yeah, these are great, aren't they? We got some lists. We've got obviously on the agenda today, so everybody can wet their whistle. We probably should do this at the start of the podcast, not 10 minutes in there.
Wet their
But
whistle. Yeah,
Clarkson's Farm is back, so that's
yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Um, we want to hear about my car ticket story, so you can a parking ticket. So you want to hear about that?
Mhm.
We've already talked about Paris, so we can tick that one off. Tick. Um, Today I had a back and forth with one of Dan's clients, Mr. Paul Standell. We have mutual respect for each other, and we actually like each other. We're good friends. But yeah, this is where we can agree to disagree and still be friends. It's madness, isn't it? We don't have to be scathing about people, but we can
Crazy.
talk about something that he mentioned on the story today, and then he sent me a fucking voice note which I had to look and listen to, and I was like,
Just
anyway,
listen to it, Tom. Just do what you're told, Tom. Listen to it.
I was like, I've got to listen to voice notes from clients, or do I listen to Paul Standell? He just loves talking. That's what he does. And then Dan's list of things. That's what I've written for you because
That's
you
list of
did
things. Yeah, that sounds right.
a
I like that.
you wrote a list of things on your Instagram. I know I didn't read them all. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, you wouldn't, would you?
No, I've already got a load of shit to do. Unfortunately, Alpha Mike give me a list of shit to do, so it's fine.
Well, there you
I've
go.
got I've
That's what
got
you're
enough.
paying for,
I've
isn't
got,
it?
got enough of that, so that's fine.
Oh
I
shit
don't
to be
know.
getting by that.
I'm the least aggro client I think he has. I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah.
Possibly. Just go do that. Okay. Wonderful. Cool. Spend half a fucking check-in talking about you.
Looking at me, why? Fucking hell, it must be fucking really
No.
boring then you two. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's a thing, Dan. Um,
What?
that entering the new flat, I've had to cull my mugs. I thought about
Oh,
you
fucking hell,
yesterday
about time.
because
About fucking time.
well, I brought over my Le Creuset ones because Chloe's mum really liked them. She was like, "There's Tom, they're so good. They're all the same, but they're all different colours." I was like, "Right, they're so wonderful."
Correct.
Um, so we kept them. So we got 8 of those, Dan. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then we've got
Still a lot,
about,
but whatever.
I think we've got 8, 11, maybe 15.
Okay.
Is that too many? It's definitely down.
It's
And
definitely
that
down. I mean
and then
that I mean
that's a
that, I'll give you
mixture.
that. It's
And they're all
down.
kind of premium ones. They're all nice mugs now. So they're not like shitty Southend United ones or Star Wars ones. So yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool. I thought
Hmm.
you'd be
I
happy.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic for you, but I still think
Yeah.
it's too high.
I
So
mean, I've, I'm currently sitting in the room where Dan's going to be sleeping at some point in the next few months. So I don't know. Are you staying in London?
am I what?
Are you staying here?
When?
I don't
Before your wedding? Yeah.
know. Are you staying here in summer?
I mean, I can do if you want me to come over and stay with you still. Yeah. If you
I don't
need
want
me
you
to
to
look after
come.
you. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know whether you're coming to London. Jesus Christ. I'll
No, we've
rescind
just
the
got three
invite. Fucking
weeks
hell.
in, just 3 weeks in Bath.
Mm,
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, I could come for a weekend if you want me and say hello and come see you.
no.
We can sit in opposite rooms and do check-ins in each other in separate rooms and just ignore each other all day if you want.
No, I'd
Like,
rather not because actually my desk's in the spare room, so
there you go. You
it
see,
won't be very
so,
good with it. It won't be very exciting. That's not the most fun thing to do.
not majorly, no.
What we talking? So do you want to talk about your list, or do we want to talk about other stuff?
Well, I mean, my list is going to be quite boring to be fair. So maybe we do get that out of the way now and keep all the good stuff for the end, eh? Is that the best way of doing it? I think that's
I mean,
the best way of looking at it.
that's what she said. So
That's what
yeah,
she said.
let's get all the boring stuff out of the way, Dan. Come on.
Right. So basically, yeah. I mean, I basically posted today on my story that coaches always say in their content, hey, don't sack off the summer. There's so much progress you can make on your fitness journey between now and September. And then also coaches then just go, there's no point working on my business now. I might as well just sack off till September when people are ready to sign up. And it's just like there's such a bad attitude towards it. So I kind of made a list of stuff that, maybe things that people can do that are actually going to move their business forward that may not be just, okay, get more clients in. Because look, do I think that saying people don't sign up during the summer is a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy? Yeah, I think it's a bit of a bullshit story people tell themselves. Do I think that it then by saying it, you then fucking it then naturally happens? Yeah, of course I do. But I think that actually, if you were to just act as if that wasn't the case, I think you'd get more signups, more people interested. But let's just assume that you're forgetting all that for a second. I kind of think that the summer's a really good opportunity for coaches to improve loads of other areas of what they do. And I've just basically wrote down a list of stuff. So I was put, here's what you can do to improve your business over the summer that isn't just get more clients or try and get more clients through the door. That's going to lead you to having more clients in September or October or November, for example. Improve your filming skills. Again, most coaches don't understand angles, how to film things, cuts, B-roll, don't understand all that sort of stuff, wide angle shots, close-up shots, showing the setting, showing the environment, all these sorts of things that could be useful. They don't understand really kind of like how to use visual hooks, how to make things look better, lighting, sound, all that sort of stuff comes into filming. They just don't do that. They just literally hold their phone, talk to it, and expect the clients to come through the door. So I think that's something they can do. You can YouTube this stuff. You can probably chat GBT it now, to be fair, thinking about it. I don't use it much for that, but you probably could. To figure out how to film good angles or good videos, right? Then you can improve your editing skills, something that Tom's doing on YouTube right now, where he's doing his like picture-in-picture stuff and all these things, right? Is like figure out how to edit well. And one of the things I get from coaches all the time, which really fucking annoys me, I'm just not good at that. Right. Yeah. Neither was I when I first did it. But you know what I did? I bought some editing software and I figured out how to fucking use it. Do you know how I figured out how to use it? I fucked up a lot with it, and I just didn't repeat the fuck ups until I figured out how I wanted things to look. And guess what? There's hour-long, 2-hour-long YouTube videos which go through exactly how to use this software step by step and the features you might need and what you need to use. So don't tell me that you can't do it or you don't know how because I've just told you. But again, they'll go, oh, I just can't be bothered, can't bother, can't bother. Yeah, okay. So you don't actually want many clients, then do you? You don't actually want a better business, so don't worry about it. So yes, that winds me up a little bit. And then improve your copywriting. Like learn to write better. And again, I get this, oh, I'm just not good at writing. Right, because you haven't written that much. Start writing. Make mistakes. Fuck up. Like I can't explain to people how often when they say things like this to me that I sit there and go, okay, so if someone wants to get better back squatting, what would you tell them to do? Probably squat a bit more regularly, go through the movement pattern, practice it with no weight on the bar. Yeah, you're going to get there quicker, right? It's just whenever you sit there and you explain to a coach the same problem they've got, but in gym terms, they go, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah, I get it now." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing with this. Um, so the first three that you can do because that will again you can do them any time of the year. I would always recommend doing them every time of year, but three skills that will enhance your business no end as an online coach. As I'm sure Tom will attest to, being an online coach, unfortunately, you can't just be a good coach. You should definitely be a good coach as a foundation, number one, by the way. You can't just rely on that. You need those things that I'm sure Tom's having to do now, which he probably doesn't like to do, but he has to do it. So he does it anyway.
Yeah, well, I think this might be like correlation more than causation, right? But since I've been doing my YouTube stuff, I've actually picked up like I'd say like 30, I'm 30% growth maybe in the last like 3, 4, 5 months. And it does have a correlation like effect of like, oh, you're putting yourself out there to different audiences, and maybe those people have looked at snippets, maybe not watched the whole fucking thing, but it's certainly something you can kind of focus on. I think it will have net gain, obviously, over time, and I think I like doing it. So you might get like a fulfillment thing out of it as well, if they're doing that kind of content. I will not be doing my editing forever. I know that.
Yeah.
I can probably afford to have an editor now, but I don't think right now I still want to do the editing and find out my kind of what I like doing for probably like the first 30, 40, 50 videos of doing something and then hire someone. And maybe that jumps up to like 2 a week and then we both have one to edit. Um, just because you become slicker at it and there's like a certain cost that you want to pay for an editor, etc., and certain place you want your business to be in, where you can be like, cool, that takes care of that marketing, that pays for itself. That's what I want to spend on that bit. So you can spend more time perhaps coaching the clients that are coming through because of that
Yeah.
content is being really good. But yeah, I think the content stuff and getting better at it, yeah, that's definitely a thing that it's just what did I made a post this week was about I did kind of two things that irked me last week was the whole because I made a post with you. You didn't even like it and I tagged you in it. Prick. What a prick. What a prick, Dan.
You
See it?
didn't?
Did I definitely tagged you. Because it was a video of me and you about must have been almost 10 years ago.
Oh no, I did. No, I got a comment on it. I don't think I got the tag on it. I got someone
Do you
commenting on
know?
it.
No. Yeah.
Doing something daft, weren't we? What were we doing?
Yeah, we were doing like it got like decent interaction, like 14 like comments. And it was just a different way of also
What were we
like
doing the stupid thing for? What were we doing that
I
for?
think we were doing like what your it was a long time ago, obviously. And we were doing madness that we can still I can still remember what was the purpose was we were getting annoyed with group exercise warm-ups, class warm-ups, and we were saying
Really?
what you probably should be doing because I think we were just having a like slight dig at the fucking first base people, to be honest, or like booty fucking builders who are doing like high knees and doing whatever and blah blah blah.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
But yeah, you actually lean here. I made a comment about that actually
I actually look like I actually fucking train here.
to your wife. Yeah, and I was like, you remember when Dan didn't used to play golf and he actually trained?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I I think you still got those shoes. I remember those shoes. It's amazing. Anybody goes to like, go on my Instagram, you'll see it. It's the thumbnail is would you like to see some of my first ever content? Yeah, I did all right. Fair amount of likes, 14 odd
Mm.
comments, 5 days ago. And then obviously I showed like what my content kind of looks like now with like some of the compilation stuff and then like the picture in picture stuff, which is just a lot cleaner, a lot better. It's not a fucking shitty video that has no agenda and no idea, no scripting, no nothing, whatever. But putting that, that's a long process of like, yeah, what I said, YouTube channel moving, over 500 podcasts, thousands of fucking, well, hundreds of memes, stupid
Yeah.
challenges done, thousands of workshops that I've done. And we all sucked in front of the camera. And this is proof. We were fucking shocking. Like, we probably weren't good at talking. We didn't really know what we were doing. We probably didn't edit this down either when we posted it. We were just like, put that out there. That's fine.
I literally can't remember. I was looking at that thinking like, oh, we must have like clipped some of those bits out for another
I don't think we
video
did.
or like, or we must have taken something. I can't remember. I was looking at it going, oh, this must be a different angle we filmed. But looking at it back now, you're like, oh my God, we actually posted that. Fucking hell.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Because I think
God.
it triggered me because it popped up on my Facebook. Like as I'll remember when, blah blah blah, this day,
Oh,
10 years
wow.
ago, and I was like, fuck, that's cool.
What brand were my trainers in that? What were they? I can't remember
Mate,
what
they
they
were
were
Nike
now.
ones, weren't they?
Were they? I thought there
They
was a
were
different
Nike.
brand.
Oh, I remember them.
What
I
was the
remember
brand
they
that we
were.
used to wear? Was it Elevate? Was it
We
Elevate or
used
something? We used to
no,
wear
no, we used to
Elevate. It was
innovate.
Innovate. That was them. I had a blue
Yeah,
pair of them, I remember.
I've still got my red pair of lifters. Innovates. I still got them around,
Oh, wow.
but I don't wear lifters very often.
Yeah, but
They're pristine. But yeah, I think that kind of shows of like obviously that's over a long period of time, but it's worth taking these 3 months of like getting better at that shit and really going into it. Obviously, I didn't take
yeah,
10 years to do that. I've only been online coaching properly for like say the last two and a half, three. So it's like all right,
yeah,
that amount of time. But if you like getting nitty and gritty with stuff and just learning some cool stuff. If you like being the person when you see someone in the gym, they're like, "Oh, how did you do that? I really like that piece of content. I really like that." It kind of gives you kind of a ratification of like something, and then like, boom, it's absolutely fine.
yeah,
Um, she's so interesting as well. And if people are like, "Oh, it's not picking up clients," I was like, "This is proof. I picked up a client last week, and they booked in a call. They didn't follow me, and they never liked my posts, but they saw them all the time. So that's that for this like putting that through." And he's like, "Yeah, of course. Like I watch your stuff all the time, but you don't." I was like, "You don't follow me, and you don't like my posts like ever." He's like, "Yeah, it just comes up on my feed." Fucking weird,
yeah,
right? But he spends enough screen time watching it for it to keep repeating and coming up as his suggested posts.
yeah,
So fucking weird. So just because you get disheartened by likes and certain things, it's like it's not the be all and end all. And we've said that forever, right? Of like it's not the be all and end all of everything. But it was interesting how like Mike was talking about it this week, and he was like algorithms slightly shifted to like going to your own like people compared to like where reels are going or where to like carousels are going.
yeah,
Which I've noticed over the last couple of weeks as well. So definitely in the last three posts, way more of my current audience is seeing my stuff compared to other audience. So it's just quite interesting.
yeah. No,
Um,
it's definitely going that way now, is it?
hmm,
Which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, other things I wrote down here were double the amount of video content you create, improve your understanding of your niche, create 3 to 5 killer lead magnets, build up your email list, email the list 1 to 2 times a week, improve your onboarding and make it niche specific, get video testimonials from all current and past clients, send out anonymous feedback forms to all current clients, see how you can improve your service, add touch points with all your clients, give them more of your time, or just piss away your time doom scrolling all summer and then moan in September that no one's reaching out. That's basically what I put. Yeah, I just don't think people are looking at that stuff. You know, they look at it and go, "Oh, how can I do more work? Or how can I do more stuff? Or how can I improve?" And they're just not doing any of those things because it's hard and it's difficult and it's looking into, you know, you got to look inwardly at what you're about, what you've been doing. You got to, I think, critically, you got to get some feedback. It might not be nice feedback. It might be stuff you need to improve upon. And I just think that that's what you need to do if you want to grow and you want to, you know, improve. That's the tough shit that you've got to go through. That I just don't think many coaches are are doing, if I'm honest. I think they would rather bury their head in the sand. They'd rather not try and get better at all those things, even though they definitely should and fundamentally would probably have a better business if they did come September. Instead, they'll just bury their head, have a good summer, pretend that like people aren't going to sign up now, and then they'll just try and do it again in September, and people are just going to do exactly the same thing and still not reach out in September. So that's my view of it, what I think is going to happen.
Probably, mate.
There you go. I just think like
Mm.
I just think you get out what you put into it, like in terms of content, in terms of what you're sharing and what you're showing. And I think that if you think that people are going to take 3 months off, and by doing that and by thinking that you're going to take 3 months off yourself, then don't be surprised when no one bothers, no one
Yeah.
reaches out.
Yeah. There's people going to make those decisions, and people are still going to make decisions around like payday, like all the time. Like I'm sure you're able, I don't know, probably less so when you're doing business development at the moment, but especially when you're doing like fat loss based things or performance based things, more calls get booked in or around payday. Always.
Mm.
Definitely happens for me. The week leading up to and the week after payday at the end of the month is always the busier call weeks. So maybe push fucking stuff then as well. If you're saving up that really good content, and you're worried about those leads coming in. So
Correct.
correct. Correct. All right. Beautiful. Dan's list. We'll tick it off. Tick it off,
Dan's
mate.
list done.
Done. Red. It should be green, shouldn't it? I usually do green. Do you remember these pens?
Yes,
Ah,
they
legendary.
were like the holy grail of pens.
So good.
When you're
Like,
at school, if someone had one of those pens, they were a teacher usually.
right? And Dan
Mm.
saw the red bit frequently. No.
I did not actually.
Uh... No, what did you do your GCSEs in?
What?
That's
What did I do them in?
not a hard question, is it? What did yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought you because talking about pens. I thought you meant like coloured pen. I was like, I can't fucking remember. What did I do in GCSEs? I did obviously
Well,
all the
wait, yeah, well, that
basics.
was a stupid question because you're only ever allowed to do it in blue and black. Fucking hell, come on,
I
mate.
did all the basics, and then I did business studies, psychology, and PE.
In three.
Yeah, that explains a lot, doesn't it? And I obviously did English language, English literature, maths, fucking biology, physics, chemistry, uh,
You must have one more then.
RE, geography, history.
What? Those? No,
What
you
did I
can't.
honestly can't remember what I did.
Well, you said you did sports studies or PE, whatever it was.
PE, yeah.
PE. You did
PE, psychology, business studies,
psychology, business studies. So
English
surely,
language, English
yeah,
literature,
yeah,
biology,
those ones
physics,
are given,
chemistry,
mate. Like, and you have to do those ones. But
RE.
geography and history were definitely choices.
Were they IT?
Yeah.
Was IT definitely not that was compulsory?
IT was compulsory, I think, for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done IT. Uh, maybe didn't do history and geography then.
They're two separate subjects.
Yeah, I know, Tom. I'm just trying to remember, mate. It's a long time ago.
You don't
I
remember?
thought I
You
did
don't remember your
GCSEs then.
grades either.
No, I can't fucking remember anything,
You
mate.
loser.
I did
Do you
12.
remember
All I know is I did 12.
do you remember your A levels?
Yes. My A levels, I did biology because I knew I was doing sports science. So I did
Yeah,
biology,
same.
PE, and psychology.
You did
I
psychology,
knew I
that
was
was
going to
probably
do that.
smarter. Yeah.
Yeah, I did those three. And I fucked up my biology badly because I
Same.
flunked all the plants. But I think that it was the first year. I remember this actually as a fact. I think it was the first year that universities could actually see your breakdown for the modules rather than the
Mm.
overall marks because I failed my plants, but then aced all the human stuff. And I needed to get three Bs to get in, and I got two Bs and a D. And I think that the only reason I got in was because they must have been able to see the fact, okay, well, he's not doing plants, he's doing fucking sports science. So don't worry about it. Mm.
Yeah, I did. A levels were biology, sports, music, and maths.
Ooh.
Bit weird now, isn't it? I mean, music was complete
I
DOS
did my
around.
AS. Yeah, I did my AS level in IT. So I did a fourth one. I did IT. I
Yeah.
stopped that at AS. I'm pretty sure. Did it? Was it IT? I just can't fucking remember, mate. Honest to God, I actually can't remember.
Did you have critical thinking as well instead of like general
No,
studies? Well, you're older
no.
than me. You would have done general studies, no?
Yeah, something like that.
Was the most pointless class in the world. Like we
All I
none of
remember
us ever
was
went.
all I remember was coming back from picking up my results, crying, that I probably didn't get into my university because I needed three Bs, and then getting home, logging onto the computer, and it said you've been accepted. And I remember everyone at school the next day was like, "Why the fuck did you not check that before you went to pick up your results?"
Yeah,
And I was just like, didn't even think about it because all they went and they were like, "Oh, it doesn't matter what I've got. I know I've got in." And I was like, "I
literally.
didn't do that. I
That's
didn't know you could
exactly
do
what I
that."
did. We were always
Um,
away on holiday at that. I never went to a grades giving, whatever it was. Never
oh,
went to
really?
get results day. Never went because it was always the back end of August, and we were always like away on holiday at that time. Um, so yeah, but I checked on UCAS before, and I was like, don't give a shit, throw them in the bin. I'm in. You good? Uh,
Mm.
so fucking stupid. Anyway, all right.
All I remember from those is just like Daniel's an underachiever. He's got so much more potential, but doesn't put his mind to task. Sound.
Literally. All right, Paul Standell's talk chat. He just did a story today, and it only triggered me because I literally wrote something. I put a post out yesterday. Obviously, I wrote this like lol. I was only triggered by this because of what I just literally wrote yesterday, and it was about mobility. So his point of view was there is no such thing as a mobility exercise. I could probably get the transcript if shall I just summarize in terms of what he's thinking, or do you want the
Yeah, you
whole?
can do, mate. I think just summarize it. I don't think it needs to be in great length, does it?
I don't know. I don't want to misquote. I know how angry you get when I misquote people.
Furious.
Oh, you can't do the transcript on here. You're gonna do it on your phone. That's very annoying. Anyway, basically, he was talking because obviously he's very mechanics based, right? Very bodybuilding based, very mechanics based, very much Integra or Tom Purvis and all this kind of stuff. Very intelligent chap. And the preface of there is no mobility exercise, I totally and he obviously he sent me a voice note back. He basically like was saying that there's only exercises that kind of push your range of motion and your elicit force on certain kind of levers to create some tension in that muscle group, whether it be for this gain or gain in mobility, a gain in range of motion, gain in strength, a gain in whatever. These exercises can do all of these things. They just have that elicit kind of response on that tissue based
Mm.
off where the force has been applied. And it is not so-called a mobility exercise that we have to do to increase range of motion here, whatever. You can still, and I totally agree, you can still increase range of motion. You could increase range of motion in a hip hinge through doing a loaded good morning, which would be cool, or you could do some sort of, I don't know, adductor kind of rock stretch based off whatever you do. Cool. That's absolutely fine. So I bit back, which is exactly what he wanted for
Big
instruction.
bite. Big bite.
And I bit back and I was like, right, I've obviously got my hat on for like maybe teaching more. I don't know. Maybe the level of coach that he teaches is a little bit higher than where I started out, right? Where I went with the level two and the level three, and I teach a system based approach of structuring for clients. But I also want them to speak to their clients within a certain realms. And if I say, right, guys, we're doing mobility straight off, they get in the brain mindset of like, I want them to increase range of motion. We're probably going to do it some sort of slow and controlled. It's probably going to be floor based movement. And we're just thinking about that. If I were to say, if we're doing power, that's a completely different section in my brain where I know I have to move with intent. I know I have to move this weight very quickly. I have to do all this. If I'm doing strength, I know it's going to be more of a physical effort, all this kind of stuff. So if I use that as a categorization instead of going, this is the magic mobility exercise, which is I 100% agree with. There's no magic fucking anterior tib dorsiflexion exercise that's going to get away with your shin splints, for example. That's not a thing. There's stuff that can possibly mobilize it and help over time, but there is no magic exercises, and we get that. My disagreement was there is mobility based exercise because I think there's certain exercises or certain things that I would put into that category more than others. So my example of an adductor rock with a T-spine rotation is very much more geared towards a mobility structure than put it in a power basically category. That doesn't fit. It doesn't fit my category of what I want the primary goal of that thing or exercise to be. Basically, that was what I bit back with. There are arguments, obviously, for both cases, and obviously, we're going to argue both our biases on that. he did obviously preface it with he put it with the point of view of he gets coaches coming to him and sending him like I don't know, stick mobility thing and going, is this good to do? Will this fix my hip? And he's like, all right, do we really need to do this? Is that just where is the force being applied? Where is this being done? Blah, blah, blah. Is it the magic exercise that you're looking for? Or is it we need to train in full range under certain loads and
Yeah.
do this, whatever? So, yeah, very civilized back and forth.
It would be with you
Between
two.
two morons.
Mm.
He's just one to interfere. So yeah, it was an interesting raise of opinion. And I think it's important to see that you can still also not get completely wound up. And we both understand each other's business. We probably both got, I don't know, he's been doing his business for longer than mine, but very similar kind of advocates on certain businesses going moving forward. We both mainly work with coaches. We're both teaching them how to do stuff in our way or kind of a specific way.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean either of them are wrong. And we just have our biases of how we want to get that person from A to B. So yeah, and whichever one you resonate with is the best one for you. Mm.
Yeah, I think like you say, it's having that adult conversation between two professionals that just go about things ever so slightly differently, and
Mm.
there's nothing wrong with that. Um, there's nothing, like I said, there's absolutely zero wrong with having those discussions. Um, and it's good that you're
Mm.
able to see each other's point of view as well and go, yeah, but you know, you both know what you mean when you say it, kind of thing. So I think it's
Mhm. I think that's the
from my
thing
point of view. It's good.
because I was like the way he said it was obviously to irk his audience, right? Is to for his audience to be that I would
Yeah.
say because I did a post yesterday with just the categorizations of my system of how I train people, so people will understand where they're sitting. These things sit here in that mobility, just like I'm going to call the next one, which will come out on like Thursday, is
Mm.
Thursday, yeah, is movement preparation. Cool. People know that that's a system. That's those exercises tend to fit in movement prep. It's just an easier way because I like categories and I like structure. So when it gets a little bit more perhaps physics based or nuanced, I'm like, cool. Does it overly matter when I need to train this athlete to get them from A to B? No, that's where I lose interest. So, and if I lose interest, I'm there then I lose interest as an athlete. So,
Yeah, I
unfortunately,
think it's just like you say, it's just that slight change in terms of how you put your message across for your audience, which I think works really well
mm,
for
mm,
both of you as well. Like it's obviously I
mhm.
coach Paul, right? So
Yeah.
I know certain things that he does, and I'm like, actually, I think he does it in quite a good way. And you kind of go, well, you know, if that's the case and he's doing the right things there, and you're doing the right things, and I agree with the way you do things, I like the way you do it. Like you go, well, you're both right. And that's the key thing I don't think coaches quite
Mm.
understand as well, is that you can both be right, but
Yeah.
yet think each other's wrong. It's like they don't get coaches don't understand that. I think that's one of the biggest fears a lot of coaches have around selling themselves online and putting themselves out there online is that this fear of it being wrong. And I'm like, yeah, wrong for who though? Like, it's
That's the
not
thing.
wrong, is it? Wrong for who?
We don't think each other is wrong. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We have a different belief. Like we're like it's not a wrong thing. It's just for my audience and my people, it's not the best way of describing that of getting them in the like getting them there where they need to be. And for
Mm,
Paul's, exactly, he needs to buy in for people understanding forces and torque and all this kind of stuff. I don't need that
yeah.
buy-in. I need buy-in for structure and getting you better in performance for kind of whatever your hierarchs and all that
Mm,
kind of bullshit. So yeah, that's the thing. I need to be like, it's not that complicated. We can simplify it. Whereas he might be the other way around. Like, no, we can make this complex and we can like nail it and we can be the smartest person in the room. Which is fun. Mm. You,
yeah.
you, you. Wonderful. All right, car ticket story, Daniel. This is how fucking annoying.
Oh dear.
Right. So I switch in. So when you move into Westminster, you get a car parking permit, right?
Mm,
Um, and you get a temporary permit to start with for 6 weeks, and yeah, then you pay your fee, but then you have to give your V5C, whatever, all this proof of blah 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 blah, four things basically. But you get 6 weeks to prove it. Cool, bosh, done, awesome. You get that as soon as you move in, or for whatever next car that you move into that property. Cool. All right,
mm,
I'm moving within Westminster, just to a different parking zone. Does that
yeah.
temporary permit exist? No.
Why would it?
Why would that be? Why would that be a thing? Even though I'm moving house, moving into a different zone, that temporary permit doesn't exist. Okay, so I've had to leave my car for the last probably 2, 3 weeks whilst I've been moving at my old apartment, and I have to go there every single time I fucking have to get it, and then pay to park outside my new apartment, even though I've applied to move it because I'm a current resident of that one and not that one, which is always fantastic. What a great thing to do. And literally, it says you cannot park at your new zone. You could be get a ticket if not. Cool. All right. So then they send me that email, that correspondence, and then it's pending on the portal that you have. All right. So that is currently pending. And believe it or not, Daniel, I'm not checking that portal every hour of every day. Um, so whilst on the 20th, so last week Tuesday, um, I'd uploaded all my last stuff. I was waiting for like 10 days. It was like, oh, it'll be anywhere between 3 and 10 days that it'll be done. Cool, hopefully. But it still doesn't. I don't. Was there a notification that it was done? No, of course there wasn't. So and obviously I was going to Paris, and then I checked in Paris that it was done. I was like, all right, it's done, wonderful. But obviously, I'm hoping that somebody hasn't seen my car there or whatever. I come back, 3 parking tickets are on my car.
Oh,
But you know what takes I can kind of get the last one, okay? That's 3 days from when it was approved, apparently. So if I was in England, I would have checked it. Kind of get that one. Fine. But the other two I'm furious about, and I've sent like a ChatGPT to like an argument of like this is absolutely insane, right? So number one, obviously, I was like, why haven't I got a temporary parking thing? And you can see I've actually paid for parking outside my new apartment every fucking time. So I'm a citizen that's been following this. But the first one is fucking insane. Like on the 20th, so it was approved on the 20th at 11:32. Guess when my ticket was
33.
11:33. They put a ticket on my car 1 minute after it got approved, which insinuates somebody's doing that in real time.
Mhm.
But they're standing there waiting for it to fucking go through, and then they put a ticket on.
Yeah.
How insane is that? How insane. There's no like I was absolutely fuming. I had to double check of like, is that actually that is literally just to catch you out. Like
Mm.
and then the next one
That's the
is
UK, though, isn't it? That's just the UK.
like within 24 hours. But there's all these things of like on for parking tickets, you can obviously like you can challenge. So obviously I've challenged them. And there's all this like there is a bunch of stuff like we will consider obviously like I don't know, rationale and all this kind of like I don't know, all this kind of stuff. So if you were like injured or whatever and your car had broken down and all this kind of stuff, you should be able to get it rescinded. But that's just completely fucking spiteful. And obviously, I've been like, why wasn't I given a temporary permit for this one? Otherwise, that wouldn't have done. I was like, you can see I've been paid up 3 years, like as a good resident.
Mm.
I was like, what the hell? I'm literally moving within Westminster. Why wasn't I able to access this code to this code? And I was like, I am furious. So yeah, I will let you know what happens with that one.
Day, mate. Yeah. That's honestly, it's that side of the UK that I just
I hate it.
obviously
Yeah.
moving back at some point in the future that that's the bit I just go, I can't be asked with that fucking shit. Like it's just
Oh,
so
that kind of
it's just the government should be there to serve the people and help them. And it seems that in the UK, the government is there to just kick them at every opportunity and grind them down.
literally, literally.
That's the way it feels anyway, looking at from the outside in, is there's no sort of like innocent until proven guilty, or let's give them benefit of the doubt, or it's just how can we screw people over as much as possible in that country, and that's the thing I worry about when I be back to it. I'm like, oh, can I deal with that? Can I be arsed with that shit? Like it's tough.
Because
It is.
yeah, I was like to Chloe, I was furious, and I was like, I don't give a shit. I'll go to court. Fuck it. I was like, I'll go to court to fight this. And I was like, I'm just out of principle. I'm just like, it's
Mm,
absolutely incredible. I was like, especially that ticket. I was
mhm.
like, the ticket at the end of the week, I was like, fine. I literally wrote, I was like, I've paid that ticket because I could see your point and reasoning. That's fine. The one that's within 1 minute and the one within 24 hours, and you've not given me the fucking courtesy of notification, even though you send me emails for other stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'll send you a notification when they fine you
Yeah.
quickly. They'll do that quickly, but not when it's been approved quickly. You
Not
know what I
when it's
mean?
been
Like,
approved.
Just
Like literally,
that's the problem with it is.
yeah.
Oh mate, I just fucking can't stand that shit.
Anyway, we've got Clarkson's Farm to look forward to. I've already watched all four
I know
episodes
I've
that
got to
have come
watch them. I've
out.
got to watch them this week. So by next podcast, mate, I'll have watched them all. Don't
So
worry.
you've watched the one where he's solo farming, correct?
Yeah, and Harriet comes along.
Yes. And Harriet comes along.
Yeah, very smart. They know what they're doing there, don't they? Clarkson's Farm. They're not
Yeah,
daft. Very smart.
yeah.
Yeah, of all the temporary farmers they could have picked, they picked a good one, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? Like they're not daft. But yeah, no, yeah. So started watching that bit, and then Laura fell asleep halfway through, so I got to fucking watch it again. So brilliant.
I fell asleep halfway through episode 3, I think, but we were literally in bed, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna force it.
What I couldn't work out is why Caleb's on the tour. I was like, what the fuck's he touring? Like, what's he saying?
Mate, like afterwards, like obviously it goes on to like Caleb's thing, like as an autoplay, and oh, it's not good. We watched like 5 minutes of it. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's
What is
awful.
it supposed to be comedy or?
Yeah, kind of a comedy, kind of like highlighting farming and talking about like being on the show and all this kind of bullshit. And I was like, it's got like canned laughter in it as well. Like obviously the people like at the theatre weren't laughing that much.
Mm,
It was very kind of cheesy scripted.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
He's good because he reacts off Clarkson. That's the only thing
correct.
that's why he's good. So
Yeah.
whereas Clarkson could run a show by himself. Like he could do that literally.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. But yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not a good watch for
Yeah, I
whatever
can't
bits
imagine
they
it would
show
be
you.
either. I wouldn't even bother watching it.
No. It was only because it was like this is the next thing that's coming on and we just let it run. And we were like,
No.
what are they doing? I don't really understand. But anyway, yeah, it's great TV. Good TV, Daniel.
I
Good.
love Clarkson's Farm. He was very, very smart. Very, very good way it's put together.
Oh yeah, ridiculously good. Like the man knows how to make. Like I think Richard and the Arrested Entertainment podcast I listened to, they were like, if that was on normal TV, just not a pay per view, whatever it is, it would be the biggest show in the world, easily. They were like, that's how much of like hype and draw it brings in. It's like because obviously
Yeah.
Top Gear was the biggest show in the world when they were doing it because it was the BBC and it could be in every territory. If
Yeah.
was on, they were like easily.
Of course.
Incredible.
Mhm.
Incredible. But it was interesting, full circle. It takes you you end up like looking at edits and watching videos about cuts and stuff like that. You look at some of those things through those kind of lenses and you realize how many different cuts and boom, 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 how it just
There's a lot of
changes
cameramen involved in
so
that.
much. Loads of
Yeah.
different camera angles. You look at like where the cameraman is or where they could have been standing and how much it cuts or zooms or changes fucking every like 2-3 seconds, literally, to keep
You also
your like
realize as well, when he's like struggling on his own or struggling with something, you realize how many people are around him not helping.
yeah,
They're just filming.
yeah. Just just like,
I love that
do
one.
you want to get that? Like he's stuck in the mud. No, it's fun.
I'll leave you there, mate.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
all right,
Fucking
Daniel. Any
hilarious.
other business?
Not for me, no. No, otherwise I'm looking forward to watching it
Not
now.
from me. Oh, mate. Can't believe you haven't mentioned.
What?
Obviously, we'll be either triumphant or very sad next week.
Oh, is it Southend in the playoff final, is it? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm not holding out
I've
much
got
hope, mate.
tickets. I've got tickets on Sunday. Thank you.
Mate, I could get a ticket for Sunday, I'm
No,
sure. It's
you
not
could
like I'm going to
not.
sell
No,
out.
you could not. Like because TfL have decided to put engineering works on, and we've had to be like go against them. They only gave us at the start 17,500 tickets. They went within a day.
Really?
Yeah. And then well, obviously we've been to Wembley before and we sold between 30 and 35,000. So we're
Fucking
like,
hell.
so they've increased it to 21,000, but we're still like, we could still send 10,000 tickets to Wembley is a lot of money to Southend. So yeah,
Mm.
still arguing with them.
Wow.
Outrageous.
Let's hope
So
let's hope those Southend fans get to go, eh?
Southend versus Oldham.
What a
For a
fucking game.
place back in the Football League. Two huge clubs. Oldham used to be the Prem, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, a long, long time ago.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll see you
See you
next week.
later.